4.3 billion people live across this vast continent called Asia, and we are telling their stories. On this edition, taking a giant leap, meet an Indian gymnast who wowed the world by perfecting the so-called vault of death and made her way to the Olympics. Starting young, a girl in Beijing trains hard to become a ping pong star one day. And from the seas to the swimming pool, how a city in the Philippines is grooming children from a sea-dwelling tribe to become swimming champions. I'm Wang Mengma, Assignment Asia. Welcome to the program. As the Olympics kicks off in Rio de Janeiro, we bring you stories about some young and promising talents in the world of sports. We start in India, which sent its first female gymnast to the Olympics after she seamlessly performed the prodigy vault. The stunt is so risky, it's often called the vault of death. Joy Thikarat met the 22-year-old artistic gymnast Deepar Kamakar as she prepared for this year's Summer Games.
It's considered the hardest and riskiest vault in women's artistic gymnastics. But on April 19, 2016, this young gymnast from India took the leap and performed the prodigy. 22-year-old Deepa Karmakar won gold, stunning a nation and becoming the first Indian female gymnast to qualify for the Olympics. Her story begins here in her hometown Agartala, the capital of Tripura in northeastern India.
मेरा दो बेटी होने के बाद मैंने हम लोग सोचा, दीपा का माँ और मैंने सोचा ये एक बेटी को स्पोर्ट्स में डाल दूंगा, क्योंकि देखिए स्पोर्ट्स के साथ हमारा रिलेशन अब पहले से है। जैसे कि मैं भी खुद स्पोर्ट्स में था, अभी भी नौकरी भी कर रहा हूँ स्पोर्ट्स में।
বাড়িতে দীপা চঞ্চল একটু দুষ্ট প্রকৃতির, সব সময় একটু হইচই করে বাড়িতে থাকলে বাড়ি সবাই জানে ও বাড়িতে আছে, একটু চঞ্চল প্রকৃতির সে।
Deepa's father, a weightlifting coach, gave Deepa a start at gymnastics when she was just 5. He took her to one of the oldest clubs in the state.
वो बहुत हार्ड वर्कर था। उसी टाइम वो मेरे पास इतनी मेरे को ऐसा नहीं लगा कि वो बहुत टैलेंट है कुछ है, लेकिन धीरे धीरे वो जब बड़ा होने लगा, 8 साल हुआ था उसका, तो हमारी उधर एक नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न गेम्स हुआ करते हैं, उसी में बड़ा बड़ा जो लड़कियां हैं उनको लोगों के साथ कंपटीशन करके उसको बैलेंसिंग बीम में गोल्ड मेडल मिले थे। उसी टाइम मेरे को लगा कि ना इसी बच्चे में कुछ है, वो टैलेंट है।
At this point, Deepa's father and her coach decided she needed to be trained in a place with better facilities. Deepa would then go on to spend her childhood training at the indoor stadium at the Tripura Sports School, just like hundreds of other children from this state who aspire to be an international athlete someday.
दीपा जब आई 2001 में या 2000 में ऐसा कुछ है, तो मेरे को ऐसा नहीं लगता था कि वो जिम्नास्ट बनेगा। मेरे पास दूसरा सीनियर लड़की भी थे, तो कराते कराते मैंने उसको देखा, मैंने कहा चलो इसका इंटरेस्ट बहुत ज़्यादा था, तो बस ऐसे करते 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 यहाँ तक पहुँच गया। लेकिन उस टाइम तो ये समझ में नहीं आया, लेकिन उसके पास एक चैलेंज था, उसका गुस्सा था बहुत ज़्यादा, कुछ करने का, कुछ सीखने का। मेरे को बहुत ज़्यादा तंग करते थे, सर मुझे ये कराओ, मुझे वो कराओ, मैं सीनियर की तरह प्रैक्टिस कर सकता हूँ, मेरे पे दम है, सर आप और ज़्यादा ध्यान दो मेरे ऊपर। वो मेरे को बहुत ज़्यादा तंग करते थे। तो मैंने आहिस्ता आहिस्ता उसकी तरफ फोकस करने लगा। मैंने कहा नहीं, ये बन सकती है।
A sports scientist from the Sports Authority of India once declared Deepa unfit for gymnastics because of her flat foot. But her coach refused to give up and trained her for the next 15 years. Those years hadn't been easy. Despite the limited funds and lack of support, the Deepa Nandi team managed to plod through, winning national medals and qualifying for international events. But qualifying for international events were not good enough for the ambitious team. They decided that they would have to do something extraordinary to get noticed. Deepa won her first international medal at the 2014 Commonwealth Games by performing the Prodinova.
देखिए, जिम्नास्टिक्स में गर्ल्स को 4 इवेंट खेलना पड़ता है, वॉल्टिंग हॉर्स, बैलेंसिंग बीम, फ्लोर एक्सरसाइज, अनइवन बार। तो चारों में मैं करती हूँ और चारों में मैं ओलंपिक में भी खेलूंगी। पर ये मेरा स्पेशलिस्ट है, जिस सबके एक एक स्पेशलिस्ट होते हैं, एक में सब ज़्यादा अच्छे होते हैं। तो वॉल्टिंग मेरा थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा अच्छा है, इसीलिए मैं उसमें ज़्यादा कंसंट्रेशन कर रही हूँ कि वहाँ पे और अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस दे पाऊँ और अच्छा मार्क्स भरे। पर हाँ, साथ में जो तीनों इवेंट है उसमें भी मेरा प्रैक्टिस चल रहा है, सेट चल रहा है कि वहाँ पे भी मेरा अच्छा स्कोर आए वहाँ पे।
The Prodinova vault consists of a handspring and 2 somersaults before landing on the feet. The risk of death in case of a faulty landing is so high that only 7 women in the world have attempted it so far. Cho Jong-sil of the DPRK first attempted the vault in the 1980 Summer Olympics in Moscow. 19 years later, Russia's Elena Prodinova perfected it, and the vault was named after her.
हाँ देखिए, कुछ पाने के लिए कुछ रिस्क लेना पड़ता है, इसीलिए मैंने ये रिस्क लिया कि हाँ, ये हाईएस्ट वॉल्ट सीखेंगे तो शायद कुछ हो सकता है। हाँ, इस वॉल्ट को मैंने सीखा और इसमें नंबर बहुत ज़्यादा आया, इसीलिए और एपरेटस से ज़्यादा मार्क्स आया और इसीलिए ओलंपिक क्वालिफाई।
Still, Deepa's parents had their fears.
पहले तो हम लोग को इतना भी नहीं याद नहीं होता था, क्योंकि जब प्रोडोनोवा बॉल करने लगा हम लोग तो टीवी में देखा। हाँ, बाद में तो सबको बोलता था देखो ऐसा नहीं, घबराने आता नहीं। लेकिन अभी तो थोड़ा थोड़ा मन में आता है, अगर कोई लैंडिंग का टाइम में अगर कोई भी टाइमिंग में इधर उधर हो जाता है, कुछ भी हो सकता है, कुछ भी।
Would you go watch her perform?
না না না, ভয় হয় তো যে কি করে একটা ভয় থাকে, বাড়িতে থাকলেই বরং।
As the 2016 Games approaches, hopes are high that Deepa would bring home a gold medal.
देखिए, प्राउड मोमेंट तो मेरे लिए था जब उसने क्वालिफाई किया, लेकिन अभी जितना प्रेशर में हूँ, मैं सच बता रहा हूँ, क्योंकि पूरा देशवासी या मीडिया सभी मतलब आशा कर रही है कि उसका मेडल आएगी।
But Deepa doesn't seem worried.
हाँ, कोई प्रेशर नहीं है। सबसे पहले मुझे वहाँ पे रियो पे जाके अपना बेस्ट परफॉर्मेंस देना है, उसके ऊपर ही मेरा फोकस है। और पहली कोई इंडियन वुमेन जिम्नास्ट ने क्वालिफाई किया और इसीलिए मुझे बहुत खुशी होती है कि जिम्नास्टिक्स ने क्वालिफाई किया।
এখন তো আশা মেডেল, সবার ভারতবর্ষের সব মানুষ তাকিয়ে আছে একটা মেডেলের দিকে। এখন দীপা যেন সবার সেই আশা পূর্ণ করতে পারে, এটাই এখন আমারও আশা, যাতে সবার মুখ উজ্জ্বল করে আবার সেই ত্রিপুরাতে ফিরে আসতে পারে।
As the nation hopes with bated breath for Deepa's victory, a mother waits for her daughter's return. Deepa, meanwhile, is preparing to take one more leap for her country. For Assignment Asia, I'm Jyoti Karar in Agartala, India.
Before leaving for Rio, Deepa Karmakar says she aims not only to win a gold medal, but also to score higher and perform better than she ever had. Next on Assignment Asia, get to know a girl in China who's showing great promise in ping pong. Chinese athletes are known for starting to train at a young age, as well as their discipline and willingness to get to the top. One girl here in Beijing is a fine example of that. Fei Ye witnessed the rigorous training the young girl has to go through to excel in ping pong.
For 9-year-old Zhou Siyu, ping pong is much more than it's a passion. She practices every afternoon.
从3点到7点。
And it's been this way for a year and a half. Zhou now seems to move like a pro. Her mother says ping pong is what she was born to do.
She always wants to keep playing after the train sessions. She's even refused to go home because she's that into it.
D10 Sports School is filled with students just like Zhou. She's actually considered a late bloomer in the sport. Most kids here start training when they're 4 or 5, but Zhou didn't begin until she was 8.
刚开始她是学的是小提琴，学小提琴完了以后，她觉得特别单调。
At first she was learning to play the violin, but she said it was boring. At the time, I occasionally played ping pong with the neighbors, and she was totally intrigued. So I asked her cousin where she could play ping pong, and she knew one coach here. So then she started training.
It's a rigorous regime, but Zhou's mother says she needs it if she's going to become China's next ping pong superstar. Zhongguo Tuan was the first. He won the world singles title back in 1959, becoming China's first world champion in any sport. And ever since, many young Chinese have shared a common dream to follow in his footsteps. Over the years, ping pong tables began popping up everywhere all over China, in parks, apartment common areas, and schoolyards. It's a favorite way of many students, workers, and retirees to spend their spare time competing against each other on the tables. And contests for all sorts of levels are held across the country. Zhang Shaoguang has been coaching children to play ping pong for more than 30 years.
Parents want their children to learn how to play ping pong to help improve their agility, speed, and coordination. They also want their kids to exercise to stay healthy. For us, it's a chance to identify the kids who have the potential to become future talents for China.
Many of Zhang's students have gone on to join China's national team. He says Zhou Siyu has potential.
Zhou Siyu has a good sense of where the ball will land. Her movements are coordinated, and her speed of attack is fast.
But it will take even more practice for Zhou to make it to the next level. Zhou, though, isn't intimidated. She says she wants to play even more.
你希望打多长时间？只要不累就行。
只要不累就行。
嗯。
你有累的时候吗？
没有。老是想打。
She has the basic skills now, but she has to play in real matches. It's important in her training going forward.
Going forward means coming to a place like this, where practice becomes even more intense. China has thousands of athletic academies that provide both intensive sports training and academic education for children. But an elite sports school like this one in Shanghai chooses their students selectively through rigorous auditions. The students train almost year-round, 5 hours a day, 6 times a week. 7-time world ping pong singles champion Cao Yanhua established this school, which bears her name in 1992. Having won 56 major titles at home and abroad, she knows how to rise to the Graduates from her academy have also become international sensations like Xu Xing, currently ranked one of the best in the world. Every year, nearly 200 students apply to be admitted to the school, but only 50 get in.
这些孩子真的非常不容易。
The students in our schools have to work harder than others. From primary school to middle school to high school. They spend their childhood and adolescence here practicing and studying. I'm a mother. I know how difficult it can be for a child. But in our school, the students keep practicing no matter what difficulties they encounter.
14 years old Xu Wanghan was one of the few students talented enough to make the cut.
We have to train from 3 until 8:30 every day. I also have lots of homework.
But seeing if and how students can handle the pressure helps how identify the ones who have the best shot at becoming future stars. Many players often succumb to the pressure of competition.
毕竟能够在乒乓球上面走到最高
Not everyone can be the world champion. I care most about the future of the students who can't win the top prizes. And to be honest, most of them can't. But I hope students in our school can take the values that we teach them through ping pong, and when they grow up, they can use what they've learned in their everyday lives.
Values such as self-discipline, dedication, and giving 100% at all they do.
I might be disappointed if I can't reach my goal, but it's fine for me because I know I had fought hard for it. When I feel down, I come here and look at the medals that I've already won, and that encourages me. But when I'm doing well, I look at these, but they're from my past.
For now, Xu Wanghan is looking ahead and training hard for a spot on China's national team. And Zhou Siyu's passion continues to grow, a bold ambition to become the pride of her country. But in order to be that, she'll have to earn it, one ping pong point at a time. For Assignment Asia, I'm Fei Ye.
Almost 3 years after Simon Deja met Zhou Siyu, she continues to train to become a professional ping pong player while focusing on her studies. When we return, a group of potential swimming champions who have spent their lives at sea. The Bajau people are sea dwellers in Southeast Asia who live in poverty and face discrimination. But at a city in the Philippines, the local government is turning their natural ability in the water as a ticket to success. Our Cheryl Boholano shows us how Cebu City is training Bajau children to become professional swimmers.
Never man ko lagi pa-apel ko ni ma'am na ko kay mga badyo ko no kay bola mo lang.
Para kung naibagyo sa amo o medyo namin makatun ko mag-swimming, akong dalhin ako mga mama.
Ni-apel ko sa swimming kay ganan ko ganan pud ko motabang sa akong pamilya.
Para sikat ba?
Kanang
Kanang gusto ko makakatunog kana magperlas og paninda og naidagdagan kwarta para makatulong sa mama ug papa. Mulangoy ko, malipay ko. Malipay ko kung maglangoy ko. Kay kuan, indot ang tubig.
They are nomads who used to live on boats. They originated from the southern part of the Philippines, and in 1970s, some of them came here and settled in houses on stilts in Cebu City.
Ready? Go!
My intention was called up by the Sports Commission to do voluntary swimming teaching. The purpose actually, ang ilang programa is from badyaw to professional.
The Bajau people, ma'am, usually stay in the water. So the Cebu City Sports Commission choose the Bajau to be the participants in the grassroots swimming because mas anad sila sa dagat, mas taas ang ilang resistensya if ever naa sila sa water. They stayed put in kanang ingani ganing nga area, ma'am, nga duol sila sa
Para na ako kay mas may pamimulang swimmer diri kay bata pa man miato niya gitudloan na miglangoy para manglimos dito sa mga barko. Bas-bas ko na mo lang ang mga badyo. Nung balik kay naman sa dagat kay Bome, kay gitulong sa akong papa, kay mulangon kung aming mama. Akong papa para matabangan na ako, mulangon. Mag-swimmer ba? Mukha og perlas.
Mga og perlas, maninda. Pag managat.
Lisod kayo ng manalom og perlas. Lisod pagpa-sound sa perlas kay basin mabuto sa dang yang dugan ng di nakadungog.
I've got 15 swimmers right now training for competition. So the others graduated. And then these swimmers, some swimmers have competed already in the national competition and in local.
Ang nakalay kay sa mambaling kay dagan kay plastic, mga basura. Dagan kay namatay mga hayop. Ilaga masindot pa man diri kay kanang limpyo diri. Dito kay hugaw pero ganahan masud kumulangoy dito te.
Daw mang dagat. Kusog kay bawd. Kalisod ko ato.
It is very common to see the Bajau people begging on the streets and beside big passenger ships. The government has been trying to catch them.
Kanang lidako may nagdagan may lumba niya. Itago may na nasakpan niya. Gipadami sa barangay. Niya gipagawas nami. Akong dugan kusog kayo. Naganana kay nadakpan ko. Kuyawan kay ko.
Ikapas ko naman kumanglimos.
Kay
uban dili manghatag. Pero okay lang sa amo.
The first time I meet them, I've got a lot of problems. They are so hard-headed. They will not listen to you. And at the same time, they cannot understand Bisaya.
Usay kanang mga kapuyan kumulang og kwan. Kung tugnaw. Bati kay sa lawas kang magkurug-kurug diba?
Anak. Lisod.
Before when you show them mag-ilog, magdagan, away, sukmag, lalis, bisag magklase ka, lumsan ang usa, they will not listen. But right now, because I'm so strict when I teach, doon na nag changes.
Para sikat ko, trabaho ko, eskwela ko, karong ko eskwela, di pa ko matawa.
Ganaman ko mo mahimog swimmer ka mo champion ko pero.
Mananagat.
Siapa dun?
Manamog perlas kung mag-swimming. Maura to.
The swimming training for Bajau children is part of Cebu City's grassroots sports program for poor children that aims to help lift them out of poverty. You can learn more about this and all the other stories on today's program on our website, wassignment-asia.com. That's all the time we have for this week. I'm Wang Mengmang. Thanks for watching and join us again on Assignment Asia. Share your thoughts and contribute story ideas for future shows by contacting us on social media.